Joining me now is one of your former colleagues, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Senator Manchin, thank you very much. Your thoughts about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and, yes, the political battle that has now is beginning in defiance of her dying wish.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Andrew, thanks for having me. And let me say hello to my good friend, Claire McCaskill. We sure do miss you, Claire. Wish you were here with us. Help us navigate this. But anyway, this is a time that we should be reflecting on an amazing woman's life, American basically through and through, and what she has done for the ladies and the women and any young girl in America, my 6 granddaughters and my wife and my daughters and everybody that she's touched their lives. And I mean, it's a sad, sad day, but a day to celebrate the life that she gave and the life that she lived and the life that she basically dedicated to public service. I hope that we all at least take that time. I'm glad that the president didn't put anybody forward in the fight that's begun. Hopefully it'll just rest until her funeral on Friday, and I guess let the games begin after that. It's just a shame. Andrew, let me just make sure that people know the history we're dealing with. Never in the history of the United States of America have we ever confirmed a Supreme Court judge from July the 1st of the year of the election up to Election Day. Never before has it ever happened. There's only been 4 times that there's been a vacancy during that period of time, July to November, and 3 of the presidents during that era never even put anybody forward, just from the decency of it, just knowing that it wouldn't be right in such a closeness of an election. And Abraham Lincoln was one of those. Dwight Eisenhower was another. John Quincy Adams was the other one. The only person that put a judge forward to the Senate, and the Senate rejected it by tabling it, was President Fillmore. So this is unprecedented. If we have a vote before the election of November, it's unprecedented. Never happened before, and it's just going to divide our country further.
And of course, there's President Obama's nomination in February to replace Justice Scalia, of Merrick Garland, and that never even got a hearing.
Let me give you the rest of that history. If you take January 1, the election year, January 1 to November of the election year, whether it be 2016, 2020, during that election year, there's only been 13 vacancies that happened during that period of time in our history of our country. I gave you the 4 that happened after July. There was 9 that happened from January the 1st to July. 9. Of those 9, 8 were confirmed. 8 were confirmed. There's only 1 that wasn't confirmed. That's Merrick Garland. He didn't even get a hearing. He didn't even get a meeting. And the Constitution says we shall meet and confer. They didn't have the courtesy, and I said it was the saddest day of my life being a U.S. Senator, seeing my colleagues that didn't have just the decency to sit down and talk to a person, whether you agree or not. Have a good discussion, understand each other, and then make your vote based on that.
When you talk to voters, what I am hearing from the White House and our political correspondents, my colleagues as well, is that the White House is actually relieved that they now have this fight because it is distracting from the pandemic, from COVID, where, Joe Biden has so much more support in all the polling than President Trump, that this is actually a useful distraction to energize his base and to get people thinking about the court and all of the issues coming up before the court that they care about most fervently.
By the time the election, November 3rd, if we don't do something, I just got off the phone with a group back home of Head Start. Head Start is basically early childhood and very challenging economic areas, and West Virginia and Appalachia has been that. And these people work so hard to try to provide just nutritional benefits, educational benefits to young children that have been disadvantaged. They have nothing in this. They're not even being talked about. We put them in the first COVID package. This last package that Mitch McConnell, he started at $1.1 trillion at his heels. I know the Democrats were up here. We can still get together. I am very confident we can make a deal that the president would sign off on, and it would help an awful lot of Americans, a lot of West Virginians. Mitch McConnell sent everybody home during August, Andrea. We came back after August, and he went down to half. He cut his own deal in half. So he wasn't sincere about doing a deal. It's a shame. But people like Head Start, people in the airline industry, You know, we have 19,000 people going to be laid off in a couple of weeks if we don't do something. 19,000. On top of that, we have restaurants closing right and left. They need PPP extensions. There's an awful lot of people that are getting about half of the income they got when the economics and the economy was better. They need help also on low earning income slips that we could be helping so many people. I got no broadband or internet service in many parts of rural West Virginia. Kids can't even get their education because they're saying, well, we're going to close the schools down. It's going to be all virtual. That's great if you have internet connectivity and live in the city. If you live in the country and have nothing, does that child go without? These are what we're dealing with. I got 3 rural hospitals that have closed, not doing anything there. Come on, let's get together. It's all about our country. My goodness. Politics are letting it destroy us.
Joe Manchin, it's always great to have you here. To have you on our program, never more so than today. Your comments so meaningful. Thank you very, very much.
Well, my heart goes out to Justice Ginsburg's family. But I'll tell you what a wonderful memory she left us all. I hope we just take time to pause and consider what a life that lady lived, and what dedication and commitment, what a life she gave all of us, and especially all the women in America. Thank you, Andrew.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.